Ok, hello, xin chào mọi người nha. Chào mừng mọi người đến với livestream tối nay của mình. Và mình là Takumi đây, và mình sẽ là tiếp tập 173 của tập 173 của tựa game Genshin Impact nha. Ok. Ở tập hôm nay mình sẽ tiếp tục làm nhiệm vụ của bên Atlas nha mọi người. Ok, bây giờ thì mình sẽ đi giải cứu cho cái nói đúng là không biết có nói sao nhỉ. Ok, ok giờ thì bắt đầu game thôi, let's go. Nhận thưởng cái đã. Tới đến dòng dõi của vườn treo, rồi đến cái gì ta, không sao cả, tới khu vực này đi. Đây, khu vực này, phải đi qua khu vực này nha. Mình chỉnh cái cam nó nhỏ xíu lại nha mọi người, để cho nó rộng rãi xíu, chứ nếu mà cái cam nó to quá thì mọi người không thấy choáng được chân thật luôn đó. Ok, bây giờ thì
What can you tell us about the scions of the canopy?
The tribe's people are very adventurous.
Oh, kinda like us then.
I'm not so sure. You don't strike me as the type to enjoy danger. The scions of the canopy are a bunch of thrill seekers. They love extreme sports like rock climbing, rappelling, volcano parkour, or even bungee jumping without a rope while a Yunkasaur stands at the edge and uses its tongue to catch them. Sound like something you'd be interested in?
Okay, that does sound different from our usual adventures. Paimon's not doing any of that. She can just cheer you on from the sidelines.
hơi khó nha. Đấy. Ui, suýt nữa thì
That's Wida, the tribal chief. Let's head over to her.
tới rồi. Cái gì vô visa? Đoán cái gì? Đoán cái gì vô visa? Đoán cái gì vậy? Nói đây coi, đoán cái gì?
Chaska.
Nice to see you again, Wina. I'm afraid we don't have time for pleasantries, so we'll get right to it. We're here for the Spirit Speaker Stone.
Whoa, hold on a second. At least tell me why you need it first.
My friend Kachina is trapped within the Night Kingdom. We need the stone to find her ancient name and rescue her.
Rescue her? From the Night Kingdom?
That's right.
I'm sorry, but someone needs to tell you what you don't want to hear. Go in there. A mature warrior would never make such a foolish decision.
Chào Khánh Nguyễn nha. Chào em gái luôn nha. Yomiya nói trong này hai người, vậy thì người còn lại là ông đang treo để xem chính mình phải không? Đâu ra hai người trời? Hả Yomiya, đâu ra hai người? Trời ơi, đâu ra hai người vậy? Ayo Marit Kacha nha. Kìa Marit kìa, Khánh chào em kìa.
The nature of battle is unpredictable. You never know how it's going to end. Losing a friend is tragic, but when that happens, the best thing you can do is focus on how to prevent further casualties.
I appreciate what you're trying to say, Chief Wina. But if the price of maturity is abandoning a friend in need, I'll choose foolishness any day. If Kachina's still holding on, then so will I.
I thought you might say that.
Tôi lạy luôn, tôi chơi game trời ơi, Khánh đây là Khánh. Chơi Genshin Impact lâu rồi, chơi từ tập 1 mà nói đúng là like cái tựa game này từ tập 1 đến tập 173 rồi mà không để ý mà nói chờ mình chơi Genshin. Giờ bữa giờ Khánh nói là mình chơi game gì?
Is something wrong, Wina? This doesn't seem like you. Life isn't complete without taking risks. That's always been your mantra.
It's nothing. The Night Kingdom is a dangerous place. Can't blame me for checking if you were up to the task. If you're that determined, far be it from me to stop you. Here's the stone. Keep it safe, okay? It's not like we have a spare.
Thank you.
Seems like you two go way back. But aren't you from the Flower Feather Clan, Chaska?
Oh, Chaska's a peacekeeper, so she's famous throughout the tribes. She's always the one people call to resolve conflicts, so we slowly got to know each other that way. Her younger sister Quichi's always hanging around our tribe too. She's helped us out a lot in the past.
Oh, you have a younger sister?
Yes, I'll introduce you to her sometime. But let's get back to business. Wina, how do we use the stone?
As you probably know, your intended destination is completely different from the real world. The Night Kingdom is like a river flowing with concepts, and the ancient name you seek is like a tiny fish swimming downstream. In that sense, the stone is like a fishing boat drifting down the river, but the boat alone isn't enough. You need a fisherman experienced enough to steer it in the right direction.
We couldn't do that ourselves?
Oh, mới coi lần đầu đúng không? Mới coi lần đầu thì làm ơn coi lại từ tập 1 đi nha. Làm ơn coi lại từ tập 1 đến tập này đi nha. từ chị ca Giang qua đây phải không? Hả? Từ chị ca Giang qua đây chứ gì? Nếu không phải thì người mới khác tới rồi. Con thuyền do tôi đích thân chèo lái không ổn sao?
With a little practice, I'm sure you could. You have the strength and the talent. If you want to make sure this works, though, I could recommend someone to you.
Who?
Ảo thật đấy à. Nếu mới nói lần đầu coi á thì làm ơn coi cái danh sách Pháp đi nha. Danh sách Pháp á có 100 đấy á. Nhưng mà danh sách Pháp là tổng cộng là 170 mấy á. Bởi vì có một cái video mà nó bị lúc đó chưa có điều hòa nha. Lúc đó chưa có điều hòa là ở tập 80 mấy, tập 87 đến tập 88. Tập 87 thì có 4 phần, tập 88 thì được có 2 phần.
Vichama, a legendary warrior and scout from our tribe. He's got a keen eye and a well-honed intuition. Even his ancient name means to seek. If you're fishing for a name, you're gonna want him on the boat.
Vichama? Why does that name sound familiar? He's one of Auntie Atea's hot spring buddies. I've heard stories about him. Where can we find him?
Ever since Malco passed, he spends most of his time gazing out at the scenery from the cliff tops. Follow the path that way, and I'm sure you'll find him.
Thank you.
Hello Gio.
We'll go look for
Chào
him
buổi
there.
tối nha mọi người, chào em nha Gio.
Good luck.
Chúc mọi người
I
thuận
hope
lợi.
everything goes well.
Giờ phải đi từ hướng nào xuống nhỉ? Tìm Vichama hả? Mùa 16 phút. Ôi trời ơi.
Someone admiring the scenery from the cliff tops. Ah, that must be him. Hello there, are you Vichama?
That's me. Did you need something? What? You're saying you can bring someone back from the Night Kingdom? How is that even possible? No, if you really think about it, anything's possible in that kind of place. But that would mean...
Are you okay? You don't look so good.
Everything's fine. I'll help you, but I do have a small request. After I help you find Kachina's ancient name, I want to use the stone to look for my friends as well.
Your friend? Oh, why not mention someone named Malco? Is that who you're talking about?
Yes, but I'd rather not get into it if it's all the same to you.
That's not a problem. We agree to your request.
Yeah. Since you're helping us find Kachina's
Ông
ancient
không
name,
cắt video
it's
ra
only
rồi
right that
làm
we
thành
return the
video
favor.
đăng lên kênh nào. Toàn thấy ông chỉ like genshin thôi. Mỗi lần coi lên đến 1 giờ thì hết cứu luôn rồi. Like thì toàn là like thôi chứ sao mà cắt được. Là sao mà cắt được hả? Là sao mà cắt được đây? Cắt kiểu gì? Các bạn niềm tin à? Có phải là quay video đâu, có phải quay video bằng điện thoại đâu mà cắt. Hả do Mia? Trời ơi do Mia là do Mia. Cậu hại chết tớ rồi. Làm sao mà tớ làm được?
Then we're agreed. Can I have a look at the stone?
Cái gì cũng phải có giới hạn mà nói chứ. Nếu mà coi livestream mà hơn 1 tiếng mấy á thì cố mới chịu mà coi hết live đi. Chứ làm sao mà cắt được. Mình đâu có biết cắt. Like thì like luôn đi.
I see. From what I can tell, it functions almost like an abyssal pylon. Both connect the Night Kingdom to the living world. Once the connection is established, the abyss will come surging through the opening like a predator honing in on the scent of blood. So we have to be sure not to use it in a tribal settlement.
Wow, you got all that just from looking at it?
I just picked up on the basics, really. I still have no idea why it works. You said someone named Lali invented this. They must be a genius. I'll go find an open area and start setting things up. In the meantime, I need you to get 2 things for me.
We'll go right away. What do you need?
First, I'll need some hook ropes. Pretty much every store around here carries them, so no need to go anywhere special. Oh, and I need to build a net out of them, so make sure you get a good amount.
Wait, are you saying you're going to use a real net to catch Kachina's ancient name? How does that work when one's tangible and one's not?
By creating something tangible in our world, like a net, we can create a connection to a corresponding concept in the Night Kingdom. Basically, I'm going to use the concept of a net to catch something equally intangible, an ancient name.
Oh, I see. What about the second thing you needed?
Nếu mà cắt ra mà đăng lên video á thì nên ghi tiêu đề kiểu gì đây? Nên ghi tiêu đề kiểu gì? Buồn thịt mấy em 4G quay video bằng cái gì? Live bằng cái gì? Em quay bằng cái gì hả? Gio, em quay video bằng cái gì vậy? Em quay bằng video bằng cái gì mà tao bị lắc dữ vậy?
Right. I need 2 chunks of obsidian. Once we bring the ancient names into our world, we'll need a place to store them. Normally, you can only get obsidian from the Children of Echoes, but I heard there's a traveling merchant from that tribe around here somewhere, so maybe you can try your luck there.
Gotcha!
Alright, let's split up. See that clearing? Let's meet over there when you're done. Oh, and you can send someone with me if you want. In case you're worried I might take the stone for myself.
What do you think, Chaska?
There's no need. Lena spoke highly of you. That means you're trustworthy.
I appreciate it, even though that doesn't mean much to me anymore. Anyway, it'll take some time to set everything up, so no need to rush. I'll see you in a bit.
What an odd guy. He seems so defeated, but also really invested in the stone at the same time.
I don't have any more insight than you, Paimon. Let's just focus on the preparations for now.
Obsidian hả? Em nói OBS Studio đúng không? OBS á thì đúng anh đăng like nè. Anh đăng like bằng OBS nè. Tớ thấy người ta làm ngon lắm. Ngon ăn lắm mà. Trời ơi, cậu ơi, tôi nói thiệt nha. Domiya tôi nói nè. Nếu mà livestream xong một đoạn mà cắt ra mà đăng lên video á thì biết ghi tiêu đề kiểu gì đây? Cắt kiểu gì? Chắc là phải quay bằng capture. Thì em quay bằng capture đi. Em không biết xài OBS thì nên dùng cái khác đi.
Hang on, Kachina. We're coming for you.
Kachina bị mắc kẹt ở ok. Trời ơi, người ta like OBS mượt thế mồ luôn á. Chỉ còn mỗi em là bị lắc.
Hello. Do you have any hook ropes for sale?
Hook rope? Oh, the whole thing? Oh, let me see. That would be
30.000 một ra nhé.
30,000 more.
Thế nào?
Deal?
Deal.
Được.
Wait, really?
What, you want me to drive down the price? We just need these as fast as possible. Thanks.
Oh, no problem at all. I'll even pass along some information on the house. These ropes are usually used by rock climbing enthusiasts. If you want to learn, Roka's the person you want to ask. All right, that's everything. Here you go.
Now we need the obsidian. Let's go talk to the traveling merchant Vichama mentioned.
Ok em, không sao. Không sao, không sao.
Excuse me, do you sell obsidian?
Why, yes.
Obsidian.
I've got a chunk for sale right over there.
Perfect. Is that the only one, though? We actually need two.
That might be tough. Tell you what, I'll take a look through these boxes over here and we'll see what we can find.
Thank you so much. We'll wait here.
Relax. Everything's going according to plan.
I know, it's just... I could tell Vichama feels the same way about his friend that I do about Kachina. I hope this chunk of obsidian isn't the only one. Kachina
Obsidian.
always carries all sorts of shiny stones with her. If I was the one trapped in the Night Kingdom, she'd have a whole pile of obsidian ready in a heartbeat.
Well, would you look at that? I did bring an extra. Here you go, young lady. How does it look?
Perfect! Thank you. How much do I owe you?
If you hadn't shown up, these stones would have just sat here collecting dust. I'll take 3,000 more for both.
Hả? Các vị không đến thì chắc tôi cũng chẳng biết bán thứ này cho ai. Hai mình tính giá 3.000 mora là được rồi.
Here you go. By the way, I heard you mention Vichama just now. You running an errand for him then? How's he doing? Malco's been gone for 5 years now. It's about time he started to move forward.
Do you know what happened between them?
I heard about it in passing while I was out drinking one night, but I don't know all the details. Vichama and Malco grew up together, and even made a name for themselves together. Malco was an amazing fighter, capable of knocking out multiple opponents in a single hit, while Vichama excelled at scouting and analyzing the battlefield. 5 years ago, they both emerged triumphant in the pilgrimage and were placed on the same team to fight the Abyss. But on the eve of battle, the Abyss launched an attack on their tribe, and Vichama suffered an injury to his leg while attempting to rescue someone.
Then what happened?
The team agreed that he couldn't fight the Abyss in his condition. Vichama didn't argue. He knew going to the front lines with an injured leg would make him a burden in battle. So they raised the issue with the Pyro Archon, and she agreed to let him stay behind. It's just... Malco and the others ended up facing hordes of abyssal monsters in numbers that far exceeded anyone's expectations. Vichama went into a deep depression after that. He blames himself for everything.
Nghe có vẻ như không phải lỗi của anh ta.
Oh,
Của anh ấy.
you're not wrong. But it's possible he chooses to blame himself. Not because he did something wrong, but because he wasn't able to do anything at all. I've tried convincing him to move forward, to stop dwelling on the past. But the shadow of Malco's death hangs over him still. The abyss has caused so much suffering, and some wounds never heal. I wish there was something he could do to make himself feel better, but... anyway, that's the gist of it. Maybe you could help him talk things through sometime. I would really appreciate it.
Hello anh, chào em nha, chào em nha Nguyễn Gia Bảo, chào em nha, hello em nha. Đi hướng nào đây? Cảm ơn em nha Nguyễn Gia Bảo, chúc em buổi tối vui vẻ nha. Chúc Nguyễn Gia Bảo buổi tối vui vẻ.
Did you get everything?
Yep, it's all here. When do we start?
I've made all the necessary adjustments, so we're good to go. As agreed, I'll help you find Kachina's ancient name, and then you return the favor.
Tôi có thể hỏi một câu không?
Go ahead.
Anh tìm kiếm tên cổ của bàn Min. Đúng vậy.
After Malco fell, I scoured the battlefield to see what happened. It turned out he wasn't bested by some impossibly powerful foe. He was dragged to his grave by the sheer number of enemies. If I had been there, I would have been able to sense the danger. I could have warned them not to advance. I've always blamed myself for what happened. But when you told me about Kachina, I realized there's a chance Malco might also be alive, fighting for survival in the Night Kingdom.
But that happened several years ago, right? The Pyro Archon said all life within the Night Kingdom eventually becomes one with the Sea of Souls.
There might not be much hope, but I still have to try. Malco and I promised each other, even if we never managed to root out the Abyss for good, we would fight together until the end. All right, let's get to it. I'll start searching for the conceptualized version of Kachina's ancient name. If you see any fragments scattered around the area, please collect them. Make sure you prepare yourselves for battle. As I said, the stone will link the mortal realm to the Night Kingdom. The Abyss will likely emerge in response.
Look at that golden thing. It must be one of those fragments Vichama mentioned. Let's get closer.
This reminds me of home.
Help!
Lend me a hand.
Nice and fun. Time to shine.
Water jet!
Scatter!
Water jet!
Eat this!
How much longer, Bichama?
Not long. We're getting close.
Cố lên. Được rồi.
Bichama!
Quick, take it! I found Kachina's ancient name. Hang in there, Malco. Just a little longer.
Something's not right. The power of the abyss is getting stronger.
Chào
The
thời
abyss is
gian.
corroding his body. Vichama, you can't keep going. You'll die.
I should have died 5 years ago. I just need a little more time. Please, I'm almost there.
Để tôi giúp anh kéo dài thời gian.
Thank you.
Whoa, watch out! The power of the abyss is strong.
Chào thời gian lôi
This power.
lôi Dr. Ray nha.
Hanging in there?
Sắp không trọng đời nổi rồi.
Malco. No, why can't I find him? Why?
We can't wait any longer. Pull him away from the stone, Mualani.
I already tried, but the power of the abyss has him in a chokehold. It's like he's tied to the stone with an invisible rope.
In that case, we have no choice. I'm sorry, Siwali. Get back!
Luôn.
Chasko, wait!
Ouch! What happened just now? It looked like the spirit speaker stone was...
The stone's power was spiraling out of control. The only way to stop it was to destroy it. You were all caught in the shockwave of the explosion. You might feel dizzy for a while, but that's normal.
Give us a heads up next time, will you? You're lucky we managed to dodge it in time.
I thought I said to get back.
Hình như tôi đã nói tránh ra rồi mà.
Yeah, barely a second before you made it go poof. Not everyone has your reflexes, Chaska. We were this close to getting dragged into the explosion.
Okay, I'll be more careful next time.
At least Kachina's ancient name is still in one piece. Wait, where's Vichama? Vichama!
Vichama!
I couldn't find Malko's ancient name. It must be completely gone by now. Once your ancient name disappears, there's no coming back. From the very beginning, I knew there was a slim chance, but still. And now, it's too late to save him.
Từ thời điểm mà họ xuất phát thì đã muộn
It was
rồi.
already.
Vichama.
I'm sure he's heard enough condolences over the years. Let's just give him some space.
Huh? What's that in your hands, Vichama? It looks like something's glowing.
This is.
Đây là
Hey, Malco. Got any strength left?
Not enough to swing a sword, but to say a few last words? Sure.
Too bad no one will get to hear them. I never thought I'd actually die on this mission. Not that I'm afraid to die. It's just hard thinking about my mom's face when she hears the news.
Guess I have something to be thankful for then. My parents died a long time ago. They won't have to mourn me. Pisak! Always had to beat me at everything, didn't you? Right to the end, you were never one for goodbyes. Maybe you're right. Maybe no one will get to hear our last words. But just in case... Vichama, I'm so glad you didn't come with us. Don't be sad. Just keep on living. For the both of us.
đừng buồn, hãy sống tốt thay cho phần tôi nữa nhé.
Was that a memory?
Seems like we were able to salvage something after all.
Anh đã thấy dễ chịu hơn chưa?
Of course. Seeing him, hearing his voice again, it makes me unbelievably happy. But it also brings with it an even deeper pain.
A deeper pain? Why?
Malco was always the type to put on a brave face. But in that memory just now, his hands were shaking, and his smile was forced.
Vậy sao?
For all these years, I regretted not being able to fight alongside him to the end. And now I know, at the end of his life, he was thinking the same thing.
Vichama.
I'm fine. Actually, I heard Chief Wino wasn't really on board with your plan to go to the Night Kingdom. When you asked for my help, I hesitated too. I knew helping you find your friend's ancient name meant leading you one step closer to danger. But I also understood why you had to try. Everyone has regrets in life, but not everyone gets the chance to make up for them. Once allowed to fester, guilt strips us of our most valuable qualities as warriors. In that sense, we might as well choose the braver path from the very beginning.
Con đường dũng cảm hơn.
If I could do it all over again, I would have followed Malco to the front lines no matter what. Even with an injured leg, there were still things I could have done. That way, even if the outcome stayed the same, I still would have fought alongside him to the end. There are critical junctures in life, and if you don't seize the chance to act, there's no going back. That's something I had to learn in hindsight, but you're still at the crossroads of your journey, so I hope you can walk away without regrets.
Thank you, Vichama. I feel even more determined now. Kachina will come back to us. I'll make sure of it. I promised I would find her, and I intend to keep that promise.
That's good to hear. Strange. My body, it's...
Once abyssal corrosion enters the body, a portion will fuse itself to your internal organs. Even though the Traveler possesses powers of purification, the corrosion can never be fully eradicated. Thanks to him, though, you were only briefly exposed. Slowing your breathing and controlling your emotions should help you keep the symptoms in check.
Chào nhà giang hồ nha. Không sao đâu em, không sao đâu em.
That does make me feel better. You seem very knowledgeable about all this.
Just speaking from experience, that's all.
Anyway, we've recovered Kachina's ancient name, so we're off to a great start. Let's get Vichama back to his tribe and tell Wine the good news. Oh, and apologize for destroying the Spirit Speaker Stone. We had no choice, though, so he'll probably understand. Right?
Nhưng chắc anh ấy sẽ hiểu cho chúng ta nhỉ?
Koichi, are you really gonna just stand there like that? I don't know what you want from me.
I think you know exactly what I'm trying to say, Uncle Wina. I can hear it in your voice.
Dòng điệu của chú Vana. Xem ra biết tôi định nói gì rồi à?
Honestly, it's just one thing after another with you two. They're back.
Koichi? What are you doing here?
Don't play dumb with your own sister. You know exactly why I'm here.
Hai chị
My
em này.
apologies, everyone. I just need to borrow Tosca for a few minutes. You come with me.
Thôi xong.
I'll be just a moment.
Who is that?
Koichi, Chaska's younger sister. Although the two aren't actually related by blood, it's kind of a long story.
Chơi không mình đang chán. Kìa, hai đứa chơi chung đi. Hai đứa chơi chung đi. À, hình như Hunapate vô coi live không biết luật của kênh này nhỉ? Lúc nãy quả thật có nghe cô ấy gọi Chaka là chị.
It's not really my story to tell, but I guess it's not a secret. You see, Chaska was actually raised by cuckoo source. She was afflicted with a rare disease when she was a child and abandoned in the wild as a result. The Abyss found her out there, all on her own, and tried to devour her. But in the end, all that did was trigger her will to live. That strength of will pushed her to survive, but it also planted a seed of conflict within her. Eventually, she was adopted by the Cuckoo Source. Wherever they went, she followed, getting into fights right and left.
For some reason, Paimon can totally imagine that.
Well, when Chaska finally returned to human society, it was Koichi's parents who adopted her. At the time, Chaska still had a habit of getting into fights, so Koichi was always taking her around, apologizing to everyone.
Ah, I remember those days. One of those fights was definitely with me. But, you know, kids. You're fighting one minute and your friend's the next. Eventually, she found a way to rein in that desire to fight. And now she's who people call to resolve conflicts. She's known as the Peacemaker. It sounds like she still argues with Koichi, though. Don't siblings usually stop fighting when they get older?
That's partly my fault. Koichi asked me to stop Chaska from doing anything dangerous, but you probably know by now, once Chaska makes up her mind...
Oh, I get it. No wonder you tried to talk us out of going to the Night Kingdom. Chaska even said that wasn't like you.
I'm all for your adventure. You need to take risks when you're young, because by the time you're my age, you couldn't attempt something like that even if you wanted to. Better try now than live with regrets later. That's what I say. Still, I can understand where Koichi's coming from. In the end, nobody wants to sit back and let a loved one put their life on the line.
All right, it's just the two of us now. You have 1 minute to explain yourself.
I don't have anything to say. You don't have to approve, but you should know I only do what's necessary.
That attitude is exactly the problem. It's like you don't care. You try to sneak off to the Night Kingdom behind my back and then play it down as if it's just a trip abroad.
Well, technically I am going abroad, right?
Để vương quốc già thành cũng là ra nước ngoài mà. Em vẫn xem vì dùng PC. À ok, ok em.
Again with the excuses.
Tuy là không phải là hai chị em ruột, nhưng mà cái cách nói chuyện này thì
We agreed, didn't we? There are 4 levels of danger. If it's not something urgent, you can only engage in level 2 danger and below. You can only go up to level 3 if a situation is so dire there's absolutely no alternative.
okay.
A trip to the Night Kingdom? If that's not a level 4, I don't know what is. And you were just going to sneak into the place without saying anything.
What do you mean, sneak into the place? I always planned on walking in there with my head held high.
You bought off Uncle Wina, didn't you? He promised me he'd stop you from doing anything dangerous. Oh, it's like he didn't even try.
You feel like he went back on his word. What if I told you my mind was made up, and there was nothing he could have done, not even by force?
Oh, I knew it! So he did try to say something, but you didn't listen.
This is important. If you were in my shoes, you'd make the same decision.
You don't know that? I'm a doctor, and I handle logistics. If you're going to waltz into a dangerous situation where you could lose control at any moment, it's my duty to say something.
All right, whatever. Anything else?
What do you mean, anything else? Why don't you reflect on what you've done and promise me you'll stay put?
Time out. Is this one of our normal arguments or a serious one?
Chaska, does it sound like I'm joking?
Thôi xong, cài thiệp luôn.
Then, you need to know something. What happened to Kachina was partially my fault. I can't leave her there to die. That's not who I am.
But the person you become when you lose control, that's also not who you are.
That's a different issue. You said it yourself. A person is only as good as their morals. If I want to live in Natland, I need to display qualities that make me worthy of this nation.
I've also told you that managing your condition is equally important.
Sometimes you have to make sacrifices. All right, let's stop this here. If we keep going, I might actually have to get serious. And I think Wyna prefers his roof attached to his house.
Is that a threat? That sounds like a threat to me.
Koichi! Younger sisters are supposed to listen to their elders.
Thôi xong phim.
So, you're really going to go, no matter what I say? I'm supposed to be your sister.
Hello Rim. Hello em nha Rim. Chào em nha Rim. Lâu rồi mới thấy em đó. Cách đây có mấy ngày à.
Then support me. I'll be back. All you have to do is wait.
Chaska.
Trời ơi, khổ thiệt.
So,
Thật hay
that's
chết.
it.
Ai bảo chị lại làm người như vậy chứ?
Why'd
Đúng
you
là
have
đáng
to
ghét
turn
mà.
out to be so darn annoying?
You two are something else.
Something you wanted to say?
I know you aren't related by blood, but you two sure are similar.
Really?
Đi chào chào rồi.
I said that very thing to Koichi not too long ago, and she reacted the exact same way, down to the very tone of voice. It's not my place to get involved, but I will say this. Try to spend a little more time with your sister. You're tough kids. That doesn't mean you have to go it alone.
Thank you.
Anytime. All right. If you're done with the Spirit Speaker Stone, you might as well hand it over. According to Kinich, it's an important ceremonial artifact, so it'd be safer to keep it with me.
About that.
If only Tongue Bard was here, he could have repaired it just like the Holy Liar.
Giống như khi anh ta sửa xong đàn thiên không vậy.
It might be in a few more pieces than you remember.
Tức là bị đợi là trả hai cái và thực ra là trả một nửa, hai cái một nửa. Đấy, hai cái đó.
I see. Sounds like it was an urgent situation. If someone's life was on the line, then you had no choice. Still, Lali's going to be a nightmare to deal with now that you've broken her stuff. I'll explain everything to her later. Stay safe out there in the Night Kingdom, okay? I'll wait here for your safe return.
Hiện vòng của sinh mệnh, giao tên. Ok, giao tên cổ cho hỏa thần Morgane. Gì ta? 30k chứ. Đúng rồi. Đưa cho chị 30k nhỉ? Chắc là không biết là đưa cho ai nữa. Tôi kệ đi, đoán mò thôi, không biết gì.
The show begins!
Cái cửa này không mở được. Ủa đi đường nào ta? 30k biết ngay mà đưa cho hỏa thần. Nhìn cái tên là biết. Ủa sao vô đường nào đây? Vô đường nào đây ta? Đây, sau lưng, ở đây đây.
We're back! We found Kachina's ancient name too!
Vừa rồi đấu trường lửa thánh đã xảy ra chuyện gì vậy?
Well, it's fairly complicated. Let me give you the condensed version.
Gặp quan chấp hành số 1.
The Fatui again? We can't go anywhere without them causing trouble.
But what if the Fatui finds out you've lost your power? Won't they try to take advantage of the situation?
That's why it has to be our little secret. No one else can know, or we're asking for trouble. Look, I wish I could offer you some sort of consolation, but I won't lie to you. With multiple factions closing in, there's nothing comforting about the situation we're facing. Still, all you need to do is focus on your goal. You can leave the complicated matters to me.
I can also step in on the Pyro Archon's behalf. There's a limit to what I can accomplish, but I'll help you however I can.
There's no need to be so modest, Yeon-san. Your incredible strength has long been a well-known fact. You're the pride of your tribe.
Archon, I'm sorry about before. You have so much on your plate, so much that you have to worry about. But all I could do was focus on my own feelings.
You have nothing to be sorry about. We all get overwhelmed by our emotions, myself included. Your reaction to Kachina's disappearance, I understand that feeling very well. Well, now that we have Kachina's ancient name, let's go track her down. Follow me.
Đi tìm cô bé Kachina thôi. Em coi hết tập 1. Em coi hết tập 172 chưa vậy Marit?
What is this place? Hey, isn't that Antea's talisman?
Good eye. This is where I store all the various mementos I've collected.
Whoa, I've never seen this place before. so many things in here.
It looks like there are items from every tribe. Collecting them must have taken a lot of effort.
I suppose you could think of it as a hobby of sorts. In Natlan, everyone grows up listening to the stories of heroes, and physical items do a far better job of preserving those stories than our own memory. Now, I still have some preparations to make for the ceremony, so feel free to take a look around in the meantime. If you're curious about an item, I'm more than willing to tell you about its origins.
Alright, we'll have a look.
Vậy thì tôi không khách sáo nhé.
Make sure to handle everything with care. This cup, for example, Make sure to handle everything with care. This cup, for example, it's heavier than it looks.
Whoa, that belt is bigger than Paimon's head.
The Collective of Plenty are known for their bodybuilding competitions and contests of strength. This belt is a symbol of great honor within the tribe. The association with strength might also have been the reason the original belt was extremely heavy. It was difficult for even two people to lift. And even if a warrior had the strength to put it on, wearing it for any length of time would still leave them gasping for breath.
Sounds like it.
So the owner of the original belt, Katera, commissioned a craftsman to make a copy identical in appearance but far lighter in weight. That is the belt you see before you. He would often wear this version when training in order to protect his waist.
Or he made a lighter version so he could wear it all the time and show it off.
Punapate, ông sao em? Này em có hỏi mà vi phạm đến địch của kênh anh, cho em xin lỗi. Tại em mới xem ạ. Đúng rồi, mới xem thì em nên biết luật của kênh này nha. Vào chào hỏi rồi sau đó rồi muốn nói gì thì nói nha em. Nói chuyện đàng hoàng thì anh sẽ trả lời em, còn nói chuyện mà không đàng hoàng á, thì anh sẽ lơ đó nha. Cảm ơn em đã, và anh sẽ nói luôn là chào mừng em đến kênh của anh nha.
The powder still needs some time to settle, so let's wait a little longer. Well, what do you think of my collection? Do you feel like you have a better understanding of Natlan's culture now?
Yeah, if each item represents a different story, seems like Natlan's really been through a lot. Does every item hold a special memory, just like a Tay's talisman?
That's right. The items in my collection actually serve a similar purpose to the ancient names passed down among the tribes. They demonstrate the true shape of time.
The shape of time?
Most people perceive time as a linear concept, almost like a straight line that can only move forward. We cannot change the past or predict the future. But there's also a different theory, one that I believe to be closer to the truth. Namely, that the past, present, and future all exist at once.
Chào nhau nha. Mọi người chào nhau đi nha. Sao vậy Gio? Em bắn thì mèo giang hồ thoát hả? Em rủ mèo chơi em gì vậy? Em rủ mèo chơi mini world cho mắt gì vậy em?
At once? Paimon's not sure she understands.
Bọn chơi bắn nhau, em bắn. Ôi trời.
Let's say your journey ended right now. Thinking back on your experience in each nation, which one would you say was the most important?
Mọi trải nghiệm đều quan trọng như nhau cả.
Exactly. Even at the end of your journey, the things you experienced along the way don't cease to exist. They become part of who you are. Take out a portion of that journey, and you would likely make very different decisions, and eventually arrive at a very different destination. The future is the same way. It exists even though it has yet to come to pass. We just lack the means to perceive it. Of course, there are those with the power to foresee the future. They simply call it by a different name. Fate. You're quite familiar with that concept, I would imagine.
That does kind of make sense. The future hasn't happened, but already exists.
Humanity excels at living in the present, but too often we forget the past and neglect the future.
Còn tên cổ thì ghi lại quá khứ.
While the pilgrimage and the Night Warden Wars lead us to a better future. Only by uniting the people of Natlan across countless eras can we fight back against an enemy as formidable as the Abyss. To come up with such a set of rules, the first Pyro Archon must have possessed a level of insight I can only imagine.
Quy tắc là do hỏa thần đời đầu tạo ra sao?
That's correct. At first, he was a mortal man with no special power. After he ascended to the divine throne, he used it to borrow power from the heavens and establish the rules of Natlan. Namely, a framework through which ordinary people can ascend to Archonhood.
À, bị mẹ gánh chứ gì? Cũng vì có quy tắc này mà người Nát Lam mới có thể trở thành thần.
By holding the pilgrimage, we're able to determine the strongest among us. And when that person ascends to the divine throne, their inner flame will awaken. In addition, the sacred flame will grant them significant knowledge and memory of this land. After all, that's how I came to know everything I just told you.
So it all comes down to the power of the divine throne and the rules. Wait, is that a family portrait?
Yes, that's my mother, father, younger sister, and the little saurians we raised.
Ấy cha, gia đình của chị Kabun. Nói đúng là gia đình của chị của Mavuka nhỉ? À đúng vậy, cha mẹ tôi còn có em gái và chú Sarian nhỏ của chúng tôi nuôi nữa.
I turned a piece of my dad's leather armor into a canvas and commissioned a famous artist to paint our
để làm con
likeness.
vẽ. Rồi mời một họa sĩ cũng khá lợi hại đến thực hiện.
Your sister is so cute! It looks like the two of you are really close. Paimon was having a hard time thinking of an Archon as an ordinary person, but seeing this portrait, it kind of makes sense now. It really doesn't look like there was anything special about you before. Oh, wait, is Paimon allowed to say that?
Em bất ngờ thật đấy, vì em chưa thấy. À, em bất ngờ cũng phải thôi. Bởi đúng rồi em. Em bất ngờ thật đấy, vì em chưa thấy ai có ID 89 mà chơi tới đây nhanh vậy. Chỉ có anh thôi nha. ID này là của anh thôi nha, chỉ có anh thôi, chứ không có ai đâu. Em bất ngờ cũng phải thôi. Bởi vì anh chơi, anh livestream từ phiên bản 4.3 nhà em. Anh livestream từ phiên bản 4.3. Hình như là cái ngày bao nhiêu nhỉ? Em đã nhớ không? Ngày mấy tháng mấy nhỉ? Ngày mấy tháng mấy năm 2020, ngày mấy tháng mấy năm 2024 nhỉ? Nếu anh nhớ không nhầm thì ngày mùng 10 tháng 1, ngày mùng 10 tháng 1 năm 2024 là tập 1 của tựa game Genshin này. Tức là Tết luôn nha. Lúc đó là live vào ngày Tết luôn đó nha em. Anh live đó là ngày Tết luôn. Anh chơi từ ngày mùng 1 tới giờ luôn. Nên mới một nửa tháng thôi.
A little late for that question, don't you think?
Còn hỏi tôi sao? Thì Paimon cũng đã nói ra rồi đó. Còn hỏi tôi sao?
Sorry, I'm so sorry. Hyman's mouth works faster than her brain sometimes.
Đùa
It's
thôi.
alright.
Paimon nghĩ
I'd
tôi
never
sẽ
get
tức
upset
giận
over something
vì
like
chuyện này
that.
sao?
No matter what
Dù cho
others
người
may
khác đánh
say,
giá thế nào thì
my
đây
past is
cũng
a
là quá
precious
khứ
part of my
của tôi,
identity.
là tài sản quý
I'm
báu
forever
của
proud
tôi.
of the life
Tôi luôn
I
tự
used
hào
to
về
lead.
nó.
Becoming the
Cho
Archon
dù con
doesn't
người
mean
trở
you
thành
sever
thần
ties with
thì
your
chúng tôi
family.
cũng
The
sẽ
position
không cắt
just
đứt mối
comes
liên
with a
hệ
lot of
với gia đình.
responsibilities.
Chỉ là
So it
thường ngày
impacts how often
sẽ
you
rất
get to
bận
see
rộn
them.
nên có hơi lo không xuể thôi.
My father
Cha
made the
rất giỏi
most
hầm
delicious
Cha
stew.
rất giỏi
So
hầm
my
thịt.
sister would
Em
often
gái
bring me a
thường
large
mang
pot of his
theo
cooking, and we
củ
would sit on
gừng
a
thịt hầm
blanket and eat it
đến tìm
together.
tôi. Chúng tôi cùng ngồi ăn trên thảm.
One time, we
Có
didn't
một lần
close the
đóng
door
cửa không
securely,
chặt
and the
để
Saurians who
chú
were raising
Saurian
ran into
nhỏ
the room
xông
and
vào làm
knocked
đồ.
over the entire pot. My sister
Thế là em
immediately
gái tôi khóc
burst into
to.
tears.
Hai
The
tên
two
gây
troublemakers were going
rối.
for the meat, but when they saw
Hai
my
tên gây rối
sister's
đó
distress, they
vốn gì
froze
muốn
on the
đến ăn
spot.
thịt. Thấy em gái tôi khóc đến mức ấy liền không dám nhúc nhích nữa.
I still remember the
Sau
way
đó
they
chúng-
laid
sau
there,
đó
sulking
chúng
like a
tôi
pair
cùng
of
tụi
children,
Thanh nằm
even
bệt
after
ra đất.
making such a mess.
Tôi vừa tức
It was
tôi
frustrating,
vừa
but
tức vừa
in
bất
the
lực.
end, all
Cuối
I could
cùng
do was
cũng đành
comfort my sister and move on.
kề chúng mà cố gắng an ủi em gái.
Wow.
À rồi, em thấy rồi đúng không? 16 tháng 1 đúng không? Ngày 16 tháng 1 đúng không? Ngày 16 tháng 1 năm 2024 đúng không? Đúng rồi, ngày 16 tháng 1 em đã đúng rồi đó. Họa thần lại khoan dung với hai con Saurian như vậy sao?
Isn't that what being a family is all about? I think about that story a lot, actually.
Dù sao cũng là người nhà mà, là một gia đình thì không phải sẽ như vậy sao? Tôi thì lại cảm thấy đó là một câu chuyện rất thú vị đó.
As the Archon,
Chính vì có những
I
trải
made a
nghiệm như vậy
vow
mà
to
tôi mới
defend
luôn
this
ghi
nation.
nhớ rằng
And
cái gọi là
experiences
bảo
like
vệ
that,
Nát Lan rốt cuộc
they
là đang bảo
remind
vệ
me
cái gì.
exactly what I'm trying to protect.
Well, what happened after
Sau
that?
đó thì sao?
This
Bức
portrait
tranh
looks
này
pretty
trông có
old.
vẻ
Your
hơi cũ.
sister must be all grown
Rồi
up
chắc
by
cô ấy
now, right?
đã trưởng thành rồi nhỉ?
I believe she ended
Tôi
up
nhớ em
working
ấy
as an
đã trở-
architect, an artist.
Đã trở thành kiến
She
trúc,
built many
kiến trúc
houses
sư,
and
hay
crafted
nghệ
many
hay nghệ
beautiful
sĩ
works
gì
of
đó,
art.
xây rất nhiều nhà cửa, tạo ra rất nhiều tác phẩm nghệ thuật đẹp mắt.
Anyway,
Tôi không
that's
nói
enough
chuyện này
about
nữa.
me. Now that the powder
Bột
is
đã lắng
settled,
xuống
we
rồi.
can begin.
Chúng ta bắt đầu thôi.
Yansan, Mulani, Chaska, over here, please.
Yansan, Mulani, cả Chaka nữa, qua đây đi.
Place the ancient
Đợi
name
khi
up
mọi
there,
người đặt
and
tên
then
cổ
we'll
lên,
begin.
đó thì chúng ta sẽ bắt đầu. Hình như Gio kiểm tra ở danh sách phát đúng không? Anh kiểm tra chỗ chọn bộ đúng không?
Surely as the echoes of life resound through heaven and earth, ancient name, take us to your fated bearer. Allow her to answer our call.
Kajina quay về đi chứ.
Am I hallucinating again?
Kachina, are you okay?
Huh? I'm not seeing things, am I? Is the abyss playing tricks on me again?
It's okay, Kachina. It's just us. We're trying to find a way to bring you back.
Everyone, you have to listen to me. I've been investigating the Night Kingdom this entire time, and I figured out what's wrong. The Wyam is being affected by the abyss. I was waiting for the Wyam to send me back, but then this really strong monster came in and it almost killed me. The Wyam saved me, even though its power is weakening, so I've been hiding from the monsters while trying to find a way to help. The Night Kingdom has become a huge mess, though. I keep hearing these awful sounds and seeing really horrible things.
Don't listen to those sounds, Kachina. The abyss is trying to strip you of your sanity.
Đó là âm thanh mà vực sâu đang cố thử để làm tan rã tâm trí của em đấy.
All you need to do is stay
Em chỉ
safe
cần
and
đảm
wait for
bảo
us.
sự an toàn của mình
I'll be there
và
shortly.
chờ đợi. Lát nữa mọi người sẽ đến.
It's okay. I feel so much better now that I've had the chance to talk to you guys. You don't need to worry about me. I've never been strong or special at all, really. So I don't blame anyone for forgetting about me or leaving me behind. Just knowing you care is more than enough. I'll find a way back. You don't have to put yourselves in danger to come rescue me.
You're always like this, Kachina. Now's not the time to act tough. We're coming for you, and that's final. I don't know what lies the abyss has been feeding you, but I'll tell you something right now. Nobody here sees you as a burden. You're a victor of the Night Warden Wars, a hero of Natlan. All you need to do is wait for us to rescue you, and you'll get all the applause and recognition you deserve.
What? Sao em? Em đang phóng tới tháng 1 để hút. À, em muốn rước chị Mavuka về hả?
I'm really scared. Everything's so dark and creepy here. And I want to go home. Still, I don't want you to put yourselves in danger because of me. I don't want to hold anyone back ever again.
All you need to do is place your trust in us, just like you always have. No one fights alone. We're not leaving you behind. Not ever.
Yeah, we're so close. We can't call it quits now.
Em muốn hút à? Em muốn hút chị em muốn rước chị Mavuka về sao vậy? Kiếm đủ tròn đi rồi hút nha. Đúng vậy, đã tới được đây rồi thì sao có thể từ bỏ chứ?
Looks like we've lost
Xem ra việc
contact.
liên lạc chỉ đến
Now
được
comes the
đây thôi.
most dangerous
Tiếp
part.
theo chính là
You
bước
have
nguy
to
hiểm
traverse
nhất.
the Night Kingdom
Cần
in
mọi
your
người
physical
dùng
form.
cơ thể thật để đi vào bên trong vương quốc giả thần.
This entrance to the Night Kingdom
Cổng
was
vào
left
vương quốc
behind
giả
after an
thần.
abyssal invasion. Even a brief amount of time inside
Cổng vào
could
vương quốc
expose
giả
you to
thần này
corrosion.
vốn do vực sâu để lại khi xâm nhập. Vậy nên e là chỉ trong thời gian rất ngắn cũng có thể khiến mọi người bị tha hóa.
I know. I'm prepared for that possibility.
All right. Then I wish you all the best.
Chúc cho mọi
I'll tell Koichi to be
mọi
ready
việc
just in
thuận
case.
lợi.
She's very experienced in
Tôi sẽ
dealing
liên
with
lạc
abyssal
với
corruption.
Chu trước. Cô ấy có kinh nghiệm trong việc xử lý tình trạng vực sâu ăn mòn.
That face you just made.
Trong bộ
Don't tell
dạng
me
của
you
cô
two got
ấy,
into another
trong bộ
argument.
dạng của cô kia, trong bộ dạng của cô kìa, hai người lại cãi nhau rồi à?
No, I just feel bad for creating more work for her.
Hai anh chị em lúc nào cũng chặt cãi nhau. À, em đi sưu tầm thành hả? Em đi sưu tầm thành chứ không cho nó em sưu tầm thành chứ không dùng đúng không?
I'll go with them too, Archon. The more people, the stronger the party. Thank you so much for your help, everyone. It really means a lot that you're willing to brave these dangers with me. There's no time to lose, so let's get going.
Now that I've lost my power, I won't be able to provide much practical support, but I can still keep an eye on the situation from here. Eon-san, I know it's unlikely, but if you encounter a situation you can't handle,
That won't happen.
Sẽ không có chuyện này đâu.
I hope not.
Vậy thì tốt rồi. Em chuyên đi săn thần, còn anh là chuyên dùng thần. Đây chị chỉ dùng được chỉ mỗi thủy thần Furina thôi. Còn lôi thần thì tới tháng sau. Anh có bảo hiểm mà, chỉ cần tròn 2 lần là được rồi. Nếu mà xui thì là 3 lần. Nếu mà xui hơn là 5 lần. Vậy thôi. À mà nói đúng hơn là không có gì là đặc biệt. Thôi kệ đi. Để mình xem mình đi hướng nào. Có cái chỗ di chuyển ta. À đây, hướng này đi. Hả? Em đi sưu tầm thần mà không có venti hả? Không có venti thì phải đợi rồi em ơi, phải đợi rồi.
Oh, brilliant!
Ủa phải chỗ này không trời? À đây chỗ này. Di tích huyền bí cấp độ để sách là 90. Hỏa và thủy thì mình đầy đủ luôn rồi. Đây mình nghĩ là xài đến Bennett đi ha. Bennett đâu rồi ta? Có cấp 70 thôi à? Ok, xài tạm.
Gonna be epic.
Mới có 70 thôi, thôi kệ đi, xài tạm vậy.
May I present?
So we're underneath Natland right now? It looks nothing like Paimon was imagining.
That's because in the distant past, Natlan was home to an incredibly advanced civilization ruled by dragons. Humans only established their own society after the fall of the dragons.
So these are Saurian ruins?
Chắc không phải là loài Saurian thường thấy trên mặt đất đâu.
Wait, you mean like the elemental sovereigns? They had their own advanced civilization?
Yes, a really long time ago. Very few records have survived until now, so no one really knows what the devices here are for. These ruins have been abandoned for a long time, but with the recent increase in abyss activity, the installations around here have somehow been activated again.
So what you're saying is, we're not in for an easy trip to the Night Kingdom.
No, it's going to be obstacle after obstacle from here on out.
Vậy không phải vừa hay sao?
Why are you all laughing like that? It's creeping Paimon out.
It's the pre-adventure excitement kicking in, right guys?
Of course, I'm eager to get started.
Nhà mạo hiểm chính là vì điều này mà tồn tại.
Then let's go. We won't let anything stand in our way.
Vậy thì đi thôi, mặc kệ phía trước có gì, cứ xông qua là xong.
Seems like the road ends here. How should we get across?
As a professional trainer, I think you could stand to build up your endurance, Paimon.
Professional trainer? Paimon thought you were a warrior from the Collective of Planning.
Well, that goes without saying. But I actually work as a sports coach.
Chào
I
các bạn nha.
provide professional guidance for many of Natland's popular sports. And I don't just mean physical training. I design nutrition plans as well.
So basically no sugar, no soft drinks, no grilled meat.
Yeah, we'll be here all day if you list them out one by one. It's much faster to just focus on what's good for you.
Such as?
Vegetable juice. Want some?
You know, Ian-san, Paimon feels like the two of us might not see eye to eye.
Sao mà lần cover vô toàn là bỏ cái icon gì vậy không biết nữa. Hình như đừng bắt anh nhắc đi nhắc lại chứ được không? Có một đứa lại quên lịch nữa kìa.
Those guys look familiar.
We've fought them before. Let's go. Show no mercy.
Let the world collide!
Bắt đầu.
Oh, the place we need to go seems really high up.
Hello, lại gặp nhau nữa rồi.
Strike a pose.
Go! Bombs away!
Let the world collide!
Let's light it up.
Water jet!
Huh? I'm going in. Let's light it up. Huh? Throw some coke. Scatter. Let's light it up. Lightning, echoing song. Teamwork is dreamwork. Ah. May I present? The show begins. Let's go, Toronto.
Go! Yeah!
Huh? Yeah.
Water jet!
I'm going in. Time to shine.
Water jet!
Let's light it up.
Go! Bombs away!
Lightning, echoing song. Everybody stand back. Delicate as silk. Let's light it up. Ah. Let the world collide. Yes.
Go!
We just need to climb up and we'll be there. Nothing to it.
Easy for you to say.
This must be the entrance the Pyro Archon told us about. The one...
Yes. There's something in the depths of this place that feels familiar, yet also foreign.
We actually have to go in there? Okay, Paimon just needs to psych herself up. Don't push her through before she's ready.
Paimon lúc nào chẳng vậy.
Hey, you don't have to drag Paimon. You're pulling too hard.
Nằm qua đấy.
Looks like we made it. This is the Night Kingdom. It looks so different from what I imagined in the stories.
Hơn nữa, khắp nơi đều là năng lượng của vực sâu.
That overflow of energy is probably what trapped Kachina here in the first place.
From this point forward, everything we know about the real world no longer applies. Anything can happen here.
Paimon's more worried about how we're gonna make it out. We obviously can't go back the way we came.
Do you see that patch of light on the ground? It's shining down from that fissure in the sky.
Oh yeah, right in front of us. So that's coming from up there? Oh, it's so high up. Did we really fall that far down?
Just like I said, our real-world knowledge doesn't apply here. We fell all this way, yet came out completely unscathed. If this was the real world, we'd have to climb our way back up to the entrance. But here, all we have to do is stand underneath the light and offer a prayer.
That's it?
Đừng có thử lúc này chứ.
Right. We still got a job to do.
Không cẩn thận để bị quay về là phiền phức đấy.
So that means all we need to do is find Kachina and bring her to this location.
Exactly. This light is streaming in from the real world. It's a link between the two realms.
The terrain looks difficult to navigate, and the visibility is not great either. How are we supposed to find Kachina in these conditions?
Yeah, these floating black things don't look super friendly either.
Those are all manifestations of abyssal power. Be careful.
Ghost! A talking ghost!
Má đâu
Calm
ra?
down. I'm here to help. You're the ones who helped Vichama, right?
Không lẽ anh là...
Yes, I'm Vichama's friend, Malco. I was completely lost to this realm until I sensed a mysterious power calling out to me. It's like it was seeking me out, attempting to reassemble the pieces of who I used to be. Of course, it could only do so much. I'm sorry I can only appear before you in this imperfect form.
No, we should be the ones apologizing. If the Spirit Speaker's stone hadn't become corrupted by the Abyss, we could have done much more. But we had to destroy it. Otherwise, Vichama and his tribe would have been in danger.
Of course. Thank you for protecting him. I never imagined that, even after all these years, he'd still take such a risk for me. Under the power of the stone, it felt like our souls were connected. Turns out even our regrets were exactly the same.
Whether in triumph or death, you want your best friend by your side.
Exactly. That may not be in the cards for us, but it's not too late for you. You're looking for a young girl from the Children of Echoes, right? She's being chased by an embodiment of abyssal power. I'd like to help her while I'm still in this form, so follow me. Be careful. This place has been severely corroded by the abyss.
Paimon didn't realize it had gotten this bad.
It's like a seething volcano ready to engulf our world at any moment.
Ouch!
Stick close to me. My power will be able to ward off attacks for the time being. We won't be able to keep this up. Let's try another route. This way.
The show begins!
Suýt chết.
Not good. More monsters.
We shouldn't waste our time on them.
Next customer.
Time to shine!
I'm going in.
Delicate as silk. Let's go, Tomato.
Bombs away!
Everybody stand back.
Lend me a hand.
Water jet!
I am the cutting edge of fashion.
Lightning, echoing song.
Let's light it up. Off we go.
Oh, Paimon can't see anything!
It's easy to get lost here. Just stick close.
Did you hear that? What? Never mind. It was probably just my imagination.
Don't scare Paimon like that!
I heard it too. It was a voice from the abyss.
What did it say?
Ôi, nói gì vậy?
Doesn't matter. It certainly doesn't harbor good intentions.
Con nghe em. Nếu mà nói về việc tự... nếu mà nói về cái tựa game
Let's keep
Honkai
going.
Star
Let's
Rail thì
get out of this place.
anh sẽ chọn cái tựa game này chứ anh không chọn cái tựa game kia. Chơi một tựa game bên MiHoYo thôi là đủ rồi. Patina.
We're here, Kachina. Oh, honey, you made it. Looks like our reunion will have to wait until we take care of these monsters. Good idea. Let's go. Let her in. Let's go. Teamwork is true. Scatter. You're here. You're finally here. Thank you so much. The monster can appear from anywhere. It almost caught me a bunch of times. The YM's power helped keep me hidden, so I just tried to stay out of sight until you got here. Had a girl. You did so well. And most importantly, you weren't hurt.
Không bị thương là tốt rồi.
Should we start heading back then?
Actually, I have a request. Will you come visit the YM with me? I can't exactly put it into words, but something's wrong with the Ode of Resurrection. And I know it has something to do with the contamination from the Abyss.
That was the Pyro Archon's theory as well. Everything we've seen here certainly seems to back it up.
In the Night Kingdom, there are 6 main totem poles representing the YM of each tribe.
Trong vương quốc Dạ Thành có 6 trụ vật tổ chính. Chúng đại diện cho Wajo của các bộ tộc.
You can think of them like the body of each YM. Additional totem poles, like the ones around here, serve as proxies to which the YM can extend their consciousness. There are countless proxies scattered around the Night Kingdom. Through them, the YM can extend their consciousness over the entire realm and track down souls no matter where they roam. But if a proxy were to become severely contaminated, then a soul could become lost within the Night Kingdom.
Judging by the current situation, I don't think we're dealing with just one contaminated proxy. Even if we could drive back the abyssal power from one of them, that probably wouldn't even put a dent in the problem.
Still, we can't just leave the YM to suffer. It's protected me this whole time.
Cứu được một thì vẫn là cứu.
I agree. We might even manage to draw out the monster that's been hunting Kachina. Getting rid of the monster might slow down the deterioration of the Night Kingdom.
Có lẽ sẽ làm dịu lại tốc độ xấu đi của vương quốc Dạ Thành.
Kachina? What's wrong? Nothing. Just a headache. And that voice again, telling me to abandon the YM and leave this place.
Maybe we really should leave. Kachina's already been here for too long.
No, I'm fine. I don't plan on listening to that nonsense. I can hold on.
Vậy Trù Bạch Tổ đang ở đâu?
Just up ahead. I'll lead the way. Besides, I can still fight, so please, help me out a little longer.
Listen to me, Kachina. We'll come with you, but that's because we want to help the Wyo, not because we have something to prove. You don't have anything to prove either. It's okay if you reach your limit. We'll be there for you.
All right, the sooner we get this done, the better.
We've already come all this way, so we might as well try to get to the bottom of this.
Let's go. This way.
I'll stay here and try to stall the Abyss monster.
All by yourself? That's too dangerous.
It's all right. I may not be as strong as that monster, but I'm definitely more familiar with the area. Besides, I don't have much time left. If you're anything like my friend, I'm sure you're not particularly fond of goodbyes. So go. Achieve your goal. And return to the world where you belong.
Trở về nơi đặc biệt nên trở về.
Thank you for everything. You're a true hero.
Thank you. No one fights alone.
Chúng ta sẽ không chiến đấu một mình.
Does your head still hurt? Let me help you walk.
I'm fine. You should know I'm made of stronger stuff than that. Wyam, I'm back. My friends and I are here to heal you. Wyam, can you hear me? Wyam?
So we were right. The contamination is already too severe. It's preventing the Wyo from answering our calls. Alright, get ready everyone. Time to purge the abyssal energy from this place.
Tôi cũng sẽ giúp.
Careful. We've got company.
Ái chà, là gặp nhau nữa rồi.
Already?
You really think that puny soul could slow me down? Courage in the
Cô Mowgli,
face of futility is
chúng ta lại gặp
pure
nhau nữa rồi.
folly. You tried to get in my way, so I disposed of him.
You killed Malcolm?
He would have dispersed with or without me. Rather than worrying about him, I would urge you to focus on yourself. You may have defeated others of my kind in the past, but underestimate me now, and it will be to your peril.
Tất cả chuyện này đều do ngươi làm sao?
No, the power of the Abyss is intoxicating. The destruction it seeks captivates like a masterful work of art. I strive only for the opportunity to see it up close. I thought this naive little girl was an exception, but it turns out humanity is full of lambs willing to offer themselves up to the slaughter.
Hả? Ta còn tưởng sẽ không có nhân loại nào ngây thơ như con bé này. Nhưng không ngờ lại có nhiều kẻ ngốc mò đến tận cửa như vậy.
That is the tragedy of your short lives. You understand nothing of all-encompassing power. Ancient names, pride, friendship, all empty ideas invented to give you a false sense of self-worth. They possess no power at all. The Pyro Archon created those grandiose ideals ordinary people like you. Don't believe me? Then ask yourself, why is the Pyro Archon strong beyond measure, while you, Kachina, remain so pathetically weak?
Kachina! Give me your hand.
Cái gì mà anh nói là cái gì mà mong là mọi người sẽ thành công.
Because I'm not alone anymore.
You're right. Maybe comforting ideals don't have any power.
Courage we have to stand before you and not back down. It comes from our friendship. The power lies not in the ideal itself, but in our commitment to upholding that ideal, and in our decision to stand together and fight. Well said.
Mulani. Nói hay lắm Mulani.
Let's go, Kachina. It shouldn't take more than two of us to handle an enemy like this. Sorry in advance, but you deserve what's coming to you. There aren't many in Natland who can beat us when we're together. It's time he got a taste of that kind of power.
Để xem.
Need a surfboard? Carving waves! Oh, chill out! Shazam! Get back! Faster! Check this out! Best of luck! Whoa! Let her rip! Clear the area! Let's ride! Need a surfboard? We won! We actually won!
Đến hay lắm.
That's what he gets for underestimating you two.
Thì đúng là nên dùng cách này để phán kháng. Nếu như bị xem thường thì đúng là nên dùng cách này để phản kháng.
Fantastic work, Kachina! Absolutely fantastic! This makes me so unbelievably happy. I'm happy too, Moalani. Together we really are unstoppable!
Huh? What's happening? My ancient name is glowing? But I thought I didn't bring it with me.
It's probably a projection from the real world, but that doesn't explain why it's glowing all of a sudden.
Wait, does that mean you're...
Con đường.
That was a bold move, diving headfirst into the fire to save your friend, especially in a place so overrun with abyssal corruption. Still, seeing you pull it off was really something.
Nhưng mà cũng rất lợi hại đấy nhỉ.
Everything you said
Cô nói
was
đúng.
exactly
Nếu
right.
chỉ là một
As
người nói ra đơn
isolated
độc
individuals,
thì căn bản
we
sẽ không
stand
thể
no
chống trả
chance
được
against the
khi đối
power
mặt
of the
với sức
abyss.
mạnh vực sâu.
It took years worth of scars and lots of unnecessary suffering for me to understand that for myself.
Em đi làm một số việc trước đây anh hai nha anh. Lát nữa em sẽ quay lại. lát nữa sẽ quay trở lại à. Ok. Tôi đã mất rất nhiều thời gian để hiểu được điều này từ hàng tá vết sẹo trên khắp cơ thể, còn phải chịu rất nhiều nỗi thống khổ không cần thiết nữa. Trong kế hoạch của hỏa thần đại nhân, mỗi người đều đóng vai trò của riêng mình, đoàn kết lại thành một thể. Như vậy thì chúng ta mới có cơ hội đánh bại kẻ địch mạnh nhất.
Who are you?
Tupac,
Tôi là
warrior from the people of the
chiến
Springs.
sĩ của
I fought against the abyss during the
cư dân
invasion
suối nước
500
đến
years
từ lúc
ago.
vực sâu xâm nhập vào Nát Lan của 500 năm trước.
I've heard that name before. You were the giant who saved all of Natland.
Since you were able to
Những lời của
awaken
tôi
my
đã được đánh
words
thức
from your
bởi tên
ancient
cổ,
name, that
chứng
means you
tỏ
have
cô đã
fully
hoàn toàn
embodied
hiểu được
the
sự kỳ vọng
aspirations
của
of a
Vajo.
wild. Under the name
Hãy đoàn kết
Umoja,
tất cả bộ
we
tộc
shall unite
lại
the
để giải
tribes
cứu.
and save
Hãy đoàn
Natlan
kết
from its
tất cả bộ tộc
impending
lại
doom.
để giải cứu Nát Lan sắp bị hủy diệt.
As long as blood
Trước khi
still
dòng máu
runs
tươi,
through your
trước khi
veins,
dòng máu
even the
tươi cạn
tiniest
kiệt,
spark of steel
hãy dùng
against
đá
stone
lửa,
can ignite
hãy
a
dùng
flame.
đá lửa quét qua lưỡi dao để giữ lấy một ngọn đèn nhỏ bé.
Its blaze will
Ngọn lửa
become
này
one with
sẽ
our
kết
vision for
nối
Natlan.
mọi ánh nhìn của Nát Lan vào làm một.
Even amid
Ngay cả bóng
everlasting
tối vĩnh
darkness,
hằng
our
cũng không
bonds
thể chia tách
remain
chúng ta.
eternal.
What's wrong, Malani?
So many memories. My brain was just flooded with everything he once knew. So that's what happened.
What do you mean? Did you just figure something out?
500 years ago, they foresaw the very crisis we're facing now. Efforts to save Natland started all the way back then.
We can go over the details once we get back. We shouldn't linger here longer than we have to.
Chuyện này không nên nói dông dài ở đây, đợi chúng ta quay về rồi giải thích cặn kẽ vậy. Cô đã biết chuyện này từ lâu rồi sao?
I know bits and pieces, but I had no idea Mualani was also part of the plan.
This sounds like something that's going to need a lot of explaining. Let's focus on saving the YM first. Okay, that should be enough. YM, can you hear me?
I hear your voice, Kachina, my dear child.
Great. Well then, I'm afraid it's time to say goodbye. I just wanted to make sure you were okay before we leave, but we can't afford to stay here any longer. I was going to ask why you bestowed an ancient name upon someone like me, but it's okay. I'll keep searching within myself for the answer. I'll never stop trying to improve my strength. One day, I'll live up to the hero you saw in me.
You are already an outstanding child in my eyes, Kachina. No matter what happens.
Dù như thế nào đi nữa, Kachina, con vẫn là đứa con ưu tú nhất của ta.
You are
Các
all my
con đều
most
là những đứa trẻ
beloved
tốt
children.
mà ta yêu quý nhất.
It has
Ta
always
luôn
been
hạnh
my
hiền
honor to
vì đã
protect
nuôi
and
dưỡng và
nurture
bảo vệ các con.
Your ancient
Tên
name
cổ
is
chính
just
là
that.
cái tên.
A name.
Tên cổ chính là
Much
cái
like your
tên mà
parents
ta đã
chose
đặt
to
cho
name you
con.
Kachina,
cũng giống như tên Katrina mà cha mẹ con đặt cho vậy, không có ý nghĩa gì quá thâm sâu. Cứ làm tốt bản thân là được. Con không cần trở thành người kế thừa xuất sắc hơn. Ta chỉ hy vọng con sẽ trở thành bản thân tốt hơn thôi. Con đang viết nên trang sử mới của tên cổ. Dù cho kết quả như thế nào thì cũng không quan trọng. Ta vẫn sẽ yêu thương con giống như cách cha mẹ con yêu thương con vậy.
Thank you, Wyatt.
Vào đi, tình hình ở đây vẫn đang không ngừng xấu đi rồi. Nhưng ta rất vui khi tận mắt nhìn thấy các con đã tiến thêm một bước tới kế hoạch của Hỏa Thần. Vì bộ tộc và những người mà các con yêu quý, các con hãy giải cứu Nát La nhé.
I know we've never met before, Wyatt, but I just wanted to say thank you for encouraging Kachina. It was exactly what she needed to hear.
Whoa, what's going on? An earthquake?
We're out of time. It's the power of the abyss. Quick, we need to run!
It's a Sealy! The Sealy opened the way for us!
Sao chạy nó giống như ở trên. Chạy.
The opening in the sky! It's closing!
We need to hurry, or we'll be stuck here!
Watch out for the falling rocks!
Quick, through the middle!
Suýt nữa.
Come on, faster! We'll never make it!
Rồi xong phim. Hỏa Thần.
You've done well. Now come home.
Không biết lần thứ hai được rồi đó. 2 lần đều nhờ thần cứu không à. Vậy là xong chương 2 cho ta.
We're back! The Pyro Archon saved us.
But she's not here.
Cô ấy khôi phục lại sức mình bằng cách nào vậy?
Yeah, didn't she say she used it all up?
still in the speaker's chamber. What we saw in the Night Kingdom was just her consciousness.
So you're saying her consciousness did all that?
Every great display of power comes at a price. You must feel terrible, Kachina. Just hold on. We'll get you to a doctor soon. Let's get back to the stadium. The Pyro Archon said she'd have a doctor waiting for us.
I recommend getting a full checkup, just to make sure no damage gets left behind.
Paimon feels okay. But what about you, Traveler?
Hoàn toàn bình thường.
Right. You always seem to do pretty well against the Abyss.
Let's get going. We need to share what we learned in the Night Kingdom as well.
Right. The Wyatt mentioned something about the Pyro Archon's plan. What is it exactly?
I'll let her explain everything. We're all a part of the plan now. Every move we make from here on out will decide Natlan's ultimate fate.
Quá khứ và tương lai, tìm Mavuga. Dịch chuyển cho nhanh chứ bay qua làm gì cho mệt vậy trời.
Before.
It's good to see you all here in one piece. I know you must have a lot of questions, but let Koichi check you over first. It's best not to let any lingering effects of the Abyss go untreated.
Thank goodness you made it back. I came here as soon as the Pyro Archon told me about your plan. Take a seat, everybody. I'll examine you one by one.
Mặc dù chỉ dừng chân trong vương quốc Giả Thành một thời gian ngắn, nhưng trong cơ thể của Mulani và những người khác đều bị sức mạnh vực sâu làm ô nhiễm. Cùng may, Chu đã có kinh nghiệm trong quá trình chữa trị cho Chaka, nên loại ô nhiễm này không có gì đáng ngại. Sau khi điều trị khẩn cấp, triệu chứng của Katina cũng đã thuyên giảm rõ rệt.
All right, that should do it for now. But just to be safe, I'll perform another checkup in a couple of days. I have to say, though, I've never seen anyone react to the Abyss like you, Traveler. It's like you're completely immune to its power.
He always has been special like that. He can even purify its power. Wait, now that you mention it, Paimon doesn't think she's affected either.
Kể ra thì hình như tôi cũng không cảm thấy bị vực sâu ảnh hưởng nhỉ. Nhưng chúng tôi cũng không rõ nguyên nhân.
Given the current situation, that ability will likely play a great role in the events to come.
Of course. I still have patients to see, so I'll head out.
Thank you, Koichi.
All right. We might not see eye to eye, but we both had good intentions. Just give it time. I'm sure we'll figure things out between us one day.
Yeah.
All right. There's so much to discuss, I don't even know where to begin. You've seen it for yourselves now. The devastation in the Night Kingdom. I'll get straight to the point. Natlan is on the verge of destruction. It's very possible our nation has less than a year before total devastation.
Huh?
Hả?
No,
Quả nhiên đã.
that can't be true, can it?
That's right. But I've only ever disclosed that fact to the handful of people working with me to save this nation. Our looming destruction is not a recent development, but the inevitable conclusion of the disaster the Abyss initiated 500 years ago.
Mulan told us a little bit about that.
500 years ago, all the nations of Teyvat were invaded by the Abyss. Unlike the other nations, Natlan never had stable and deep-rooted ley lines, so we suffered the worst of the invasion. The battle against the Abyss was exceedingly long and brutal. In the end, victory came at the cost of our civilization and countless lives. Even then, it took centuries of solving the disasters caused by the Abyss to finally achieve the peace we know today. And still, this is but a superficial victory. The forces of the Abyss have merely been driven back underground. Their threat to Natlan remains as real as ever.
I'd never have guessed.
The problems plaguing the Night Kingdom are all the more complicated because that realm is essentially functioning as Natlan's ley lines. Immediately after the war, our calculations estimated that we would have a maximum of 500 years before the Night Kingdom was completely lost to the Abyss. But at that time, we were a nation of the destitute. Our people no longer believed in victory, nor did they hold hope for the future. Our civilization was dying, our faith crumbling, and the line of power passed down from the Wayab nearly severed. If we didn't bring the nation back together, it would be foolish to even dream of defeating the Abyss in the future. So, the Archon had a long and involved discussion with the heroes of each tribe, and finally came up with a 500-year-long plan to save Natlan.
So that's what happened. After finding Kachina, I encountered a strange figure who gave me a series of new memories. Since the plan was mentioned in those memories, I guess I've been chosen to play an important role in it.
Rồi 10 giờ luôn. Sắp 10 giờ rồi. Không sao. Trong đó có nhắc đến kế hoạch này và tôi được chọn là một trong những thành viên quan trọng.
But there's still something I don't understand. Those memories showed me the Pyro Archon from back then. And it was you.
Huh? But that doesn't make any sense. The Pyro Archon is supposed to be human. It's impossible for a human to live that long.
That's right. The hardest thing for humans to overcome has always been time, or rather, the natural limitations of our lifespan. A god can extend a human's life by using a certain amount of divine power, or subjecting them to a curse. But, as we all know, Natlan doesn't have gods like that. We can only rely on our own methods. A human life is like a flame destined to be extinguished. 500 years ago, I placed my life within the sacred flame. Only by dying before my time could I have the chance to wake up again.
Chết sớm trong quá khứ mới có thể tỉnh dậy lần nữa ở hiện tại.
So, in other words, this is your second life?
Cùng là để thúc đẩy kế hoạch đó sao?
Yes. We only managed to defeat the Abyss all those years ago because the tribes came together as one. If the Natlan of the future was to have a fighting chance, the Pyro Archons that came after the war had to rebuild the decimated tribes. The goal was to reunite the people and restore the strength of each tribe's Wayab. Once a tribe was back to its full strength, the tribe's Wyatt would select a hero, indicating the tribe was once again ready for war. The chosen would then stand by my side in defense of our nation, just like great heroes of old 500 years ago.
So that means I'm one of the chosen?
That's right. You bear the ancient name Umoja, the same one held by the hero from your tribe 500 years ago. It means unity.
Đoàn kết.
After your adventure in the Night Kingdom, I trust you've come to fully understand the meaning of that name.
So in other words, you always knew who the Wyatt were going to pick from each tribe?
Yes. According to the plan, each tribe was supposed to have been fully restored by the time I awoke. But something went wrong along the way. The 6 heroes successfully inherited the ancient names from 500 years ago, but the intel regarding the plan wasn't passed on to them. Once again, it comes down to the deterioration of the Night Kingdom. Communication between the sacred flame and the Wyatt has been blocked.
Just like how the Ode of Resurrection failed to bring Kachina back.
Exactly. It's just another tactic the Abyss is using against us. The Abyss may not possess intelligence, but its methods certainly aren't easy to counter. If we want to unblock that information from being passed on, my presence alone isn't enough. The ancient name bearer must establish a greater connection to their name. So, I've tried my best to help them from the sidelines. Currently, Shalonin of the Children of Echoes, Kinich of the Scions of the Canopy, and Yansan of the Collective of Plenty have all been acknowledged by their names. During your adventure, you too earned the acknowledgement of your Wyatt Mulani. In the process, you gained the memories stored within your name.
Vẫn còn thiếu 2 người.
But we have less than a year.
Yes, but we have no choice. We cannot start the plan until all the heroes have been gathered.
Thì kế hoạch sẽ thiếu đi điều kiện để khởi động.
That's also why I haven't been able to take action despite the urgency of the situation.
But if you knew this whole time, why didn't you just tell me about my role in all this? Wouldn't that make everything go a lot faster?
Perhaps, but the opposite could also be true. Knowing your destiny too early could mean failing to realize your full potential. Just like your determination to save Kachina, I hope your commitment to this endeavor comes from your own strength of will, rather than a sense of obligation.
So I suppose you're not going to tell us who the final 2 heroes are then?
That's right. Their time is yet to come. Putting pressure on them beforehand will only hinder their development.
Nhưng như vậy, liệu có kịp không?
I can only trust in the judgment of the Wyatt.
Tôi chỉ có thể chọn cách tin vào Wayo thôi.
I have never believed I could solve this crisis
Tôi
alone.
chưa từng nghĩ
In
mình
fact,
sẽ
it
có
was
thể một
precisely
mình giải
because I
quyết nguy
chose
cơ
to
này.
trust and
Chính vì
rely
tôi
on
đã,
others that we
chính vì
managed to
tôi
get
đã
this
chọn tin
far.
tưởng và trông cậy nên kế hoạch mới có thể tiến triển được đến bước này.
Natlan's
Người có
salvation
thể
lies
cứu
not
Nát
in
Lan
its
không phải là
Archon
Thìn,
or any
không phải là
singular
Thìn,
individual,
cũng không phải
but
bất
in
kỳ
us
ai,
all.
mà là chúng ta. Không lẽ
You're quite
tôi
perceptive,
rất nhạy
aren't
bén?
you? I
Tôi
thought I
còn
might
nghĩ
get away with
mình
avoiding
có
the
thể bỏ
topic.
qua chủ đề này chứ.
Huh? Oh, right! All of the stuff you stored here before, where did it all go?
Even though I
Mặc
sacrificed
dù tôi
my
đã hy sinh
power,
sức mạnh của mình,
I still needed
nhưng
a
tôi vẫn cần
contingency
một kế
plan
hoạch
to ensure you would make it
dự
back from the
phòng
Night
để
Kingdom.
đảm bảo mọi người sẽ quay trở về từ vương quốc Giả Thành.
After all, I
Dẫu
was the
sao thì
one who
tôi cũng
allowed
là
you to
người
take
đã
that
đồng
risk,
ý
and
để mọi
Mulani
người
has an
liều
important
lĩnh
role to
chuyến
play
này.
in my plan.
Liều lĩnh chuyến này và Mulani cũng là một trong những vị anh hùng then chốt.
In addition to their
Ngoài
sentimental
giá trị
value,
tình cảm
the
ra,
items I stored here
những
held a
món
much
đồ
more
tôi cất
important
giữ ở
purpose.
đây còn có
Fuel.
mục đích quan trọng hơn nhiều, chính là nhiên liệu.
Fuel? So back then, that's why you...
Yes. The
Những
stories
câu chuyện
embodied
được
by
chứa
those
trong
items
đồ
are
lưu
certainly
niệm
important.
vốn rất quan
But there's
trọng,
an even more
nhưng
significant trait they all
chúng có
share.
một điểm chung
Every
còn quan
item
trọng hơn.
belonged to a
Đều
hero
là
of
những đồ
Natlan.
đều là những đồ vật đồng hành lâu dài của các vị anh hùng. Lâu dài cùng các vị anh hùng. Ôi trời.
Over time, they became
Chúng cũng
imbued
sẽ
with
tích
a
lũy
certain
lửa
amount of
tranh đấu
contending fire from
trong
being
quá trình
carried in
chủ nhân
battle.
chiến đấu. Đương nhiên, sức mạnh của chúng cũng sẽ có giới hạn.
On their own,
Nhưng
each item's power is limited.
tích tiểu,
But together,
thành
their
đại,
combined effect
thành
can
đại,
prove quite
hẳn
useful
cũng
in
sẽ
a dire situation.
phát huy tác dụng trong thời điểm quan trọng.
By burning those
Tôi đã
items,
sử
I
dụng
was
lửa
able
tranh
to
đấu sinh
activate
ra
the
khi đốt
contending
những
fire stored within them to
khi đốt
open the
những món
boundary
đồ
between
này
the two
mà mở
worlds.
ra ranh giới giữa hai thế giới. Ranh giới giữa hai thế giới.
It was a rather
Đó là
crude
một cách
approach,
tiếp
so
cận
all
khá
their
thô
power
sơ.
was depleted in an instant,
Nên
as you can see.
Nên như các vị đã thấy đấy, toàn bộ sức mạnh của chúng đã cạn kiệt ngay lập tức.
But weren't they all precious treasures? What about their stories?
That's exactly why I dragged you all here. No matter what, I never wanted the Pyro Archon to have to use that power. Oh, I'm so sorry.
You have nothing
Không
to be
sao,
sorry for.
mừng may mọi người
You
đã
all
cứu được
deserve my
trụ vật
thanks, actually.
trụ vật
If you hadn't
tổ
saved the
của
totem
Bayo.
world, that area of the
Bằng
Night
không thì
Kingdom would have been
khu vực
forever
đó
lost to the
của
abyss.
vương quốc Dạ Thành giờ đã vĩnh viễn thất thủ rồi.
And then, it
Và
would
nếu
only
như
be a
vậy
matter
thì
of time before
con
the
của
children
tiếng
of
vang
Argos
sẽ
was
gặp
met
thảm
with
họa sớm
disaster.
thôi.
Besides,
Về những
when
món
those
đồ ở
heroes
đây,
entrusted their
khi các vị
belongings
anh
to
hùng
me,
giao
or
món đồ
the
lại
Pyro
cho tôi,
Archon of their
hoặc là
time,
hỏa thần của ngày
it was
trước,
out of a desire
họ
to
đều hy vọng
contribute to
chúng
Natlan's survival.
sẽ có đóng góp cho việc giải cứu Natlan.
If they knew those
Nếu họ
items
biết
helped
được
save
những
the
thứ này
present-day heroes of
sau
Natlan,
cùng đã giải
they
cứu
would
anh
not
hùng
mourn their
của
loss.
Natlan, thì hẳn là họ cũng sẽ rất vui mừng. Rất vui mừng.
Even when you put it that way, I still feel bad.
There's no need.
Đừng như
Remember
vậy.
what I told you about time?
Còn nhớ chủ đề về thời gian từng nói trước đó không?
The people and
Chúng
the
ta
events
không
of
mất
the
đi gì
past
cả.
are never truly lost
Những
to
con
us.
người và
We
sự
simply
việc
carry
trong
them
quá
with us in
khứ
a different form.
chỉ là ở bên
In
chúng
that
ta
sense,
theo một
we
hình thức
didn't lose
khác.
anything at all. If you still have
Nếu vẫn còn
regrets,
thấy day
let
dứt,
them fuel your
nếu
resolve in
vẫn
the
còn
battles
thấy
to
day
come.
dứt, thì hãy mang theo sự tiếc nuối ấy mà chiến đấu vì Natlan đi.
Your deeds will
Sự
become
tích
new
về mọi
legends
người
and nurture new
sẽ
forms
trở
of
thành
power
truyền
just
thuyết
like
mới,
the items once
sản
stored
sinh
here.
ra sức mạnh mới, giống như những món đồ từng tồn tại ở đây vậy.
Well, we'd still like to return the favor.
Vậy
Well, if
thì
that's
mời
the
tôi
case, just
đi
treat
uống
me to
rượu
a
đi.
drink sometime. Now that Kachina has
Kachina
returned,
đã trở
we
về
can
rồi.
finally hold the victory
Chúng
feast
ta
and
phải tổ chức
celebrate
tiệc
your
ăn mừng
team's triumph in the
để
Night
chúc
Warden
mừng cho
Wars.
chiến thắng của trận chiến người dắt đêm mới phải.
And we can all use the
Không những
rest,
để mọi
that's for
người,
sure.
không những để
Plus,
mọi người
you'll be able to silence
được nghỉ
everyone who
ngơi thoải
doubted you
mái
once and for all, Kachina.
và còn khiến những người nghi ngờ các vị không còn gì để nói nữa.
Still, now that I know the danger we're facing, having a victory feast doesn't feel right.
Try not to let it get to
Đừng nghĩ
you.
vậy,
It's important
cần
to
phải
stay
kiên định
calm.
hơn.
Worrying
Vội
about
vàng
it
chẳng
will
mang lại
only
ý nghĩa
affect your
gì
judgment.
ngoài việc ảnh hưởng đến phán đoán của bản thân.
All right,
Được rồi,
you
Martin,
should head out.
tôi sẽ đến sau.
I'll join you in a bit.
When I was young, I used to say
sit by the hot springs and listen to the stories of warriors from all over Natlan. They attract people from all walks of life. Friends come easy here, no matter what tribe you're from. The people of the springs have never claimed the hot springs as their own private property. They are there to bring all hot spring buddies together. It's been really nice seeing the children of my tribe get older. It's helped me gradually understand the true value of the springs. I've witnessed their energy, their determination, their absolute passion for life.
Thật khiến người ta khao khát.
Even when they cause trouble, I never managed to hold on to my anger for long. It's unbelievable how quickly they worm their way back into my good graces. I'm certain Mualani will become a great warrior when she grows up. She possesses infinite potential. I can see it. One day, when I'm no longer in fighting form, I'll come here and tell stories to all the children, just like those warriors did for me. So, you better get busy, Pyro Archon, or I'll end up running out of stories.
Our nation is engulfed in darkness. Our tribes stand divided, and yet you promise victory in the distant future. The Abyss is a cunning enemy, one that I faced in battle many times. Were that not the case, I would never understand exercising this degree of caution. My rage will never know absolution, and my power will no longer aid you in victory. But you came to me because you knew you could convince me with just a single sentence. I understand your choice. The heroes of today will forge the path ahead with blood and fire. Just remember to earn us the victory we owed. Otherwise, rest assured, I'll find a way to collect the debt.
Thù mới nợ cũ, cùng tính sổ. Cùng tính sổ, tôi sẽ không buông tha đâu đấy.
For Natlan.
Vì Natlan.
So, you're gonna head 500 years in the future to serve as the Pyro Archon again? But what about the you from right now? You're just gonna die?
You can't ask her those questions and expect her to answer, my dear. The decision is hers to make, and she deserves our support. We will do everything we can to rebuild the tribes. Don't you worry. Even across time, we will all do our part to fight for Natlan's future.
Yeah, Mom's right. We'll always believe in you, sis. Oh, seriously though, Dad should be here. Where is he?
I imagine he didn't know what to say, so he chose not to come at all. Don't take it to heart, my dear. That's just who he is. Just remember, no matter what happens in the future, we will always love you.
If that's your decision, then you have my full support, Archon.
May our children live to see such a lovely son.
For Natlan!
No one fights alone. The rules are my legacy. They shall grant us the strength to overcome the next tragedy.
War forged the 6 tribes, taught us how to fight, instilled in us what it means to love.
Who will be the one to bring this to an end?
We are the inheritors of memory and legend. Those who grew alongside sun and wind. Those who forged our own destiny and future. That is Natlan's fire, the lifeblood of our nation.
Thôi tờ dư tiền rồi sau đó offline luôn ha. Ai muốn ngủ thì đi ngủ đi nha. Còn ai muốn coi thì ngồi đây coi.
Hey, Koichi! You here for the victory feast too?
Oh, no. I knew Chaska would be here, so I just came to deliver some medicine. I was about to leave, actually. It's not that I don't want to celebrate Kachina and the others. I'm so glad she made it back. It's just... Well, I'll make things awkward if I'm around my sister right now.
Ah, well, you two had a fight, so Paimon can understand.
She didn't cause any trouble during your trip, right?
Đương nhiên rồi.
Yeah, she was super helpful. She gave us a lot of useful information about the Abyss.
That's good. That's all I needed to know.
Is there a reason you asked? You were pretty outspoken when we first met, but now it's like you're holding something back.
Không cần lo lắng đâu.
Maybe it seemed unreasonable, picking that fight with her before you left, but I did it for a reason. Her impulse to fight is extremely strong. Her mental strength helps her rein it in, but she still loses control sometimes. I had no idea what you might face in the Night Kingdom, so I didn't want to take any chances.
So what you're saying is...
Từ biến mình thành mục tiêu để chị gái rút dần sao?
Okay, so maybe it sounds a little stupid, but it works pretty well. It helps her keep her cool for a little while, at least. Anyway, I'm just glad you were able to make it back safe and sound. That's all I wanted.
What? Do you really have to go that far? Can't you just talk it out?
No way. Chaska never opens up about her own pain, especially to her family. She can't learn about this, or it'll be even harder to help her.
Tôi tôn trọng sự lựa chọn của cô.
I appreciate the understanding, and don't worry. I'll find a way to help her ease this burden. Anyway, I need to get going. Enjoy the celebration. Oh, and if you ever need a doctor, you know who to find.
Huh. Who would have thought there was a deeper reason behind their arguing?
Có lẽ họ đều suy nghĩ cho nhau rất nhiều.
In the end, it's all the Abyss's fault. Paimon's had
chị mua lên. Chị Mavuka có đi đâu? Cái đó là em nghĩ chị Mavuka qua đời luôn à, tức cười thiệt. Hóa thành là sao mà qua đời được.
Let's give a huge round of applause to our brave young warrior, Kachina!
Woohoo! Well done, Kachina. Thank you, everyone. I'm so glad I finally made it.
I always knew you could do it. With so much potential at your age, you have a great future ahead of you.
You're one to talk. Don't think I didn't know you were the first person to abandon your team. I'll be dealing with you when we get back.
I had no choice. My friend invited me. I couldn't just say no.
Oh, really? So you weren't just trying to get ahead in the first round?
I wasn't, I swear. I just happened to find that bearer injured in the wild, so I stopped to bandage his wounds. When he insisted on repaying the favor, what was I supposed to do? I'm just one person. I figured Kachina would have no trouble replacing me.
But the fact of the matter is that after your departure, everyone else started thinking about swapping teams too.
I'm really sorry, Kachina. It was wrong of us to abandon you like that.
It's amazing that you still made it all the way through to the Night Warden Wars. That's the highest honor.
So, what about you guys? Did you make it far?
Our team captain drank too much the night before the competition and turned up late to the stadium on the day. We got disqualified.
Serves you all right. No sympathy for me.
Đúng là đáng lắm mà.
Alright. There's no need to be like that, Uncle Pakal. Dear friends, I'd like to say a few words. Firstly, I'm grateful to my friends and our great Archon for helping to bring me back.
Chị Mubaki, chị Mavuka nè. Đi đến tương lai khi nào hả em? Em nghĩ sao vậy?
This traveler and his companion Paimon are some of the strongest people I've ever met. If they were allowed to participate in the pilgrimage, I have no doubt that they'd win the whole thing. They've agreed to let me learn from them.
Chị Mavuka vẫn còn ở đây mà, có đi đâu đâu.
I believe I can become even stronger still. And let's not forget my good friends, Moalani, Chaska, Kanich, and Aeon-san. They all helped the traveler and Paimon figure out a way to bring me back from the Night Kingdom. They too deserve to be called our heroes, so please give another round of applause for them. Thank you so much.
Well said.
Nó hay lắm.
I'll drink to that. How does it feel being a hero, Kachina?
To be honest, it's a bit overwhelming. It all just feels so surreal. Well, you better get used to it. Next up, undefeated champion!
Tôi chính là huấn luyện viên của nhà vô địch.
Hey, please don't make fun of me.
Em nghĩ sao mà đi đến tương lai vậy?
You're here. Have some fruit juice. I got it specially for you two.
How did you know? That's Paimon's favorite.
You look like you've still got questions. Ask away.
Có vẻ kế hoạch này hơi hao tâm tổn sức nhỉ? Có vẻ kế hoạch này hơi hao tâm tổn sức nhỉ?
Because they had their own lives to live. The thought of telling them, abandon your families and everyone you love, and come with me to the end of time, for in 500 years Natlan will be destroyed, it seemed too cruel. You could just as easily point out that everything in this world would come to an end eventually. But life is short, and beyond a point, it just doesn't seem real. Imagine if I said, let's leave right now and go save the sun because it'll flame out in a few million years. It would sound quite ridiculous. I couldn't make them shoulder that burden with me. Besides, every generation will have its heroes, this one included. The plan can still work without them. Or, of course, without me. But since I was the one who came up with the plan, I felt duty-bound to see it through to the end.
I'm suddenly remembering that portrait in your room. Was that your family from back then?
Yes, it was. So when you asked me who my sister grew up to be, the truth is that very little information survives. From what I've been able to piece together, I can conclude with a reasonable degree of confidence that she ended up as an architect and artist. She played an instrumental role in rebuilding the scions of the Canopy tribe, designing and building many houses. But of course, none of her buildings are around anymore. Still, it was an impressive achievement, and I'm very proud of her.
Đây sẽ là cuộc đời mà cô phải từ bỏ.
You feel lost keenly. It seems to stir up feelings of regret in you. But this is something I have long since come to terms with. This is a war, and there can be no war without loss. I am already far more fortunate than those who lost their lives to the abyss. The people of Natlan look to me as their Archon, and the weight of their expectations is mine to bear. I must see our fate through to the very end, no matter what I may find there.
Đây cũng là điều mà tôi muốn nói.
Yeah, doesn't that mean the way everything ends has already been written, including your plan?
I suppose, but so what? Don't forget, time takes many forms. The past, present, and future coexist, and all are equally important. Even if the future ends in destruction, there's still no reason to give up on the here and now. And it's precisely because we humans cannot know our fate that we will never give up on our struggle.
Geo Shop. Em là nick phù của tài khoản Geo. À rồi, anh biết rồi.
This is a pivotal moment. We are still 2 heroes short. Well, 3 to be precise. There's one further hero who I'm hoping to get on my side, whatever it takes.
Không phải là tôi đấy chứ. Không phải là tôi đấy chứ.
You'll resist important figure in the upcoming battle.
Cậu chắc chắn sẽ phát huy được sức mạnh tối quan trọng.
If you agree to join us, you will not only gain my full support in your journey, but I will also forge a brand new ancient name for you.
Ancient names can be forged?
They can. Several strict conditions must be met, but If they couldn't be forged at all, then the number of them in circulation would have long dwindled to zero. Possessing an ancient name would mean that your adventures in Natlan are recorded in full. Your stories would be remembered by our people for all the years to come. The Ode of Resurrection may have temporarily lost its power, but still, take this as my personal guarantee that I shall never let you fall. Just like in the Night Kingdom, I will be there for you. That is a promise I will fulfill at all costs. This nation always honors its heroes.
Nơi này sẽ không bao giờ bạc đãi anh hùng đâu. Tôi chỉ muốn giúp mọi người ở đây thôi.
Yeah, we can't just ignore the situation here.
Wonderful. Then I'll reach out to Shilonen right away. She's the one who will forge the name. We've never forged an ancient name for an Outlander before, but I trust she'll find a way.
Hoàn thành nhiệm vụ.
My lord, we've received word that the Pyro Archon has lost much of her power. Although your injury complicates things, this is most certainly the opportune time to seize the Gnosis.
Đoạt lại Noxus hả?
Victory and defeat are rules, not outcomes. I have never taken advantage of an opponent in a time of weakness, and I don't intend to start now. As for you, I must confess, I did not expect that little trick of yours to save the day.
No matter how dense the fog, as long as the sun remains, we cannot turn day into night. She could have dispelled it. She simply chose not to. You don't have much time, and you're injured on top of that.
I'm beginning to see just how useful you may turn out to be. You heard something from here, didn't you?
Không có chương 3, không có chương 3. Ok, 2 chương, y chang mình đoán luôn, chỉ có 2 chương thôi cho mọi người. Nhiệm vụ nói đúng là nhiệm vụ của ma thần này á, chỉ có 2 chương thôi nha mọi người, chỉ có 2 chương thôi. Nhận được 500 nguyên thạch, ngon. Bây giờ mình sẽ rút hết mấy cái này nè. Được trước nha mọi người, để mình rút cái này. Thực ra trong thời gian này mình cũng đã làm rồi. Đấy, mình đâu có sai đâu, chỉ có 2 chương thôi. Phải đợi cập nhật mới thì mới có chương 3. Không phải chương 3 mà là chương nhiệm vụ ma thần chương 5/3 thì đúng hơn. Đấy, mình đã có sai đâu nào. Cái này thì mình chưa làm, chút nữa mình sẽ làm. Qua cái nít. Nhận cái này trước đi. Ngày mai mình sẽ tiếp tục làm mấy cái nhiệm vụ phụ nha mọi người. Ok. Đấy. Nhận được 400 qua tặng sắc màu, được có 400 à. Được, 400. Được rồi đó. Ok mọi người nha, livestream của mình sẽ kết thúc tại đây mọi người, và hẹn mọi người buổi livestream tiếp theo nha. Ngày mai mình sẽ ra tiếp tập 174 của tựa game Genshin nha mọi người. Ok giờ thì tạm biệt mọi người, bye bye, hẹn mọi người buổi livestream tiếp theo nha. Bây giờ thì mình cũng đã làm xong cái nhiệm vụ chương 5 mạng 2 luôn rồi. Ôi giời, làm cái nhiệm vụ này trong vòng 2 ngày. À không, 3 ngày chứ. Chính xác luôn là 3 ngày. Được rồi, tạm biệt mọi người, bye bye, hẹn mọi người buổi livestream tiếp theo nha. Bye mọi người, bye bye. Nhà em vừa chập điện hả? Không sao, không sao, chập điện. Nhận thêm cái này nữa nè. 30.000 thật. Ok giờ thì tạm biệt mọi người, bye bye, hẹn mọi người buổi livestream tiếp theo nha. Bye mọi người, bye bye. Thôi bye em, hẹn gặp lại em vào ngày mai. Ok bye bye em nha Gio. Tạm biệt mọi người nha, hẹn mọi người buổi livestream tiếp theo nha. Chúc mọi người ngủ ngon. Bye mọi người, bye bye. Cảm ơn mọi người đã xem buổi livestream hôm nay nha. Tạm biệt mọi người. Bye mọi người nha, bye bye.